Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome to our first brand new tribe for the mountain update. This is the Frostbite tribe, where we're going to try our best to prepare our critters for the harsh, snowy mountain biome and hopefully pick up some of the new prehistoric genes along the way. This update is still in its testing phase, so if you would like to give it a try, you will have to activate it manually. I'll leave a link in the description of the video though to the instructions on how to update your game. Just bear in mind that because this is still in its beta phase, there will be some bugs and glitches that you will run into. Right off the bat though, this place looks so different. Of course, all of the grass textures have been changed and it makes it seem a little bit more immersive, I guess. It definitely makes it seem like there's more to explore than there was previously. The way that Adam and Eve generate has also been changed a little bit. Of course, Adam doesn't have his no paw this time. He has two lovely running legs, so it should be much easier for us to create these healthy families to bring with us to the next island. I am hoping to focus on strength this time. If the Fernleaf Islands was all about stealth, then this is going to be about brute strength. So our goddess of war should be very, very pleased with us, and especially Eve. I mean, she almost looks like she's ready for the mountain biome already. She has those beautiful ram horns, she has a nice big claw, and the big body as well. In fact, I believe both of them have the big body right now, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about their babies inheriting that. And that's going to help us simply because it gives them a little bit of cold resistance. And of course, it's going to be very, very cold up in the mountains. These are the snowy mountain ports. I have noticed that sometimes when you're starting new worlds, you'll have the jungle ports in place of the snowy ports, so if you're looking for the snowy biome, then just keep restarting your worlds until you find these little white ports over here in place of the blue jungle ports. Otherwise, I believe you would have to do a little bit of island hopping to find the mountain biome. We do have some other ports over here, though it kind of looks like they merge. It's hard to tell where one starts and one ends. I'm assuming that this is probably the very, very end of that larger grasslands biome that we enjoyed in our previous series, but this time I am hoping that we can just go straight over to the mountain biome as soon as our critters are strong enough. We are going to need very, very strong creatures, very, very resilient creatures to make sure that they can survive. It sounds like the mountain biome is not going to have very many berry bushes for us to pick from either, so while it would be a good idea to bring a couple of nimble-fingered creatures, assuming we can actually mutate it on them because of course Eve does not have them this time, most likely we're just going to be focusing on sources of meat for their food. The bunnies and even the new prey animals that are lurking about in the mountains. Though for the most part, I am honestly going into this blind. I watched my little sister play the new update, but I haven't experienced it for myself, so we are going to be discovering a lot of this together. The other major change of the game is the way that the family tree works. This has basically all been reworked, and the biggest, most helpful change in my opinion is that you can now sort creatures by either attributes or by their genetics, so the different genetics that we actually have in our tribe. This is going to be so helpful when we're trying to find certain creatures with maybe those certain special immunity genes. Like if I wanted to find a creature with immunity gene B, I could click on this and now I can see that Eve actually has B in her genetics because her little circle turned green. You can change their names right from the family tree now too, and of course their gem colors as well, and they only have the three colors just like before, the green, the orange, and the blue. But aside from that, I think the only other major change was the fertility. We now have a fertility gene for our creatures, and that means that some of the creatures can now be completely infertile, so they wouldn't be able to have babies at all. That plays into line with the new twin system as well. You can now actually have real twins in this game, so not like the twins that we typically play around with our own series, but twins that are born on the very same nest on the very same day. So I'm really hoping that we'll be able to see that in this Let's Play too. You guys have already given me so many adorable twin names, and I'm really looking forward to using those in the future. But for now, I guess we better get started. We should definitely have them breed first, of course. We'll have Eve use her turn because I think, ironically, Adam is kind of going to end up being the food collector for this Let's Play since he has those two running legs, so he should probably spend his turns on picking up the berries if possible. Now, I think for their mutation menu, all we really have to worry about right now are the eyesight genes because they both do have the short-sighted eyes in their inactive traits, so it would be a good idea for us to place the normal eyes in maybe the 30% slot, but otherwise she has her crown of ram horns. He does have it in his genetics, so there is a good possibility that that will be passed to their babies. They both have the big body. She's carrying the spiky body, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. It would be much more beneficial for us to have the big body over that just for the cold resistance. I guess for fun we could just place the poison fangs in the 10% slot, so maybe one of Adam's children will be able to inherit his nice nice big poison fangs. But otherwise, let's have him start scooting around here, though maybe he should sniff around first. Let's see, we just have a couple of roots down here and a berry bush way over here, so why don't you lunge to the other side of Eve so you can scoop up even more berries for us. We are going to try to take as many pieces of food as we possibly can to the snow biome. That is going to be the main concern, aside from just making sure that everyone is strong. We want to make sure that we have a nice steady supply of food as well, because of course it is going to be very, very hard to scavenge around in the mountains. But let's see what their first baby is going to look like. Oh, it's a little daughter, and does she have the fishing tail? Does she actually have the fishing tail? I think she does, and that was from Eve's inactive traits. Okay, well that's quite interesting, and thankfully she did inherit, or rather mutate, the normal eyes from the mutation menu, so she is going to be a very, very healthy baby for us to bring to the mountain biome, hopefully. She has both of her father's running legs too, so at least she'll be speedy as well. Unfortunately, she did not inherit the ram horns, so maybe we want to take a closer look at that if most of their babies end up without it, but Siriko is her name, and she is absolutely adorable as the very first brand new daughter of Adam and Eve. Now, if we scoot Eve right over to the side, then she should be able to have another baby with Adam. She can drop a nest right down here because we do have enough of that nesting material, but we'll have to make sure that we're gathering even more in the future. And in fact, if Adam scoops up a little bit of this grass, there we go. We managed to collect a piece of that. I do know that there are some plants in the mountain biome that allow you to gather up the nesting material more easily, but we're not going to find that here. And let's sniff around again to make sure that nothing else is out and about in the area. We have plenty of berry bushes around here, so plenty of chances to gather up more food. But let's go ahead and skip the turn again and see what their second baby is going to look like. Oh my gosh, the ram horns, just like her mother, the very same color ram horns. And there we go, she does also have Adam's poison fangs. It looks like she might have the spiky body too. Anna Isme. Okay, so maybe they're naming her a little bit after Anameme, our goddess of war. I knew she was going to be very, very pleased with our efforts this time. So we have the spiky body, we have the claw. That should mean that she is actually quite strong, right? Yeah, a 5 in strength, so we are well on our way already to getting those very, very strong creatures that we're going to need for the mountain biome. Let's move little Siriko out of the nest over here. She should be safe because we can move Eve right back into this nest to breed with Adam again, and then we'll scoot him over this way so he can do a little bit more exploring, because we do want to make sure that we uncover this entire area and find every single berry bush that we possibly can. So let's skip the turn again and see what their third baby is going to look like. Another daughter. Okay, very interesting, and she does also have the spiky body, but at least it still gives us a strength boost. The only problem is that it actually takes away their tail. They don't have any tails when they have the spiky body too, so we won't be able to use the swimming tail that she would have had. And what did a little Anna Isme have? The swimming tail as well. Okay, I mean, the swimming tail is not that important for our mountain dwelling tribe anyway, but still, it would be nice to have just in case, just in the off chance that we do need to use that extra little stat boost. At least Siriko will be able to go fishing if we can find any fish out in the mountains. Now, Adam, why don't you go ahead and start collecting some more of our food and some more of the grass too, and we'll send Eve out to do a little bit of exploring as well, because we do want to make sure that we're clearing out all of this grass, picking up all of the nesting material. And I guess Anna Isme, I mean, she looks like a very, very brave warrior, doesn't she? I think she would toddle right out of the nest as soon as she is able, so she can also try to find some different things to explore. Maybe she and her sister Anna, oh my goodness, can go off on an adventure on their very own with their spiky bodies and try to find some new things to bring back to their tribe. So far, there aren't any dangers out here, right? It's very, very quiet. I don't even see any bunnies. I'm pretty sure that there are still bunnies in this area, so we'll have to see if maybe we can find a burrow. Let's kind of lead them out a little bit further. We'll go ahead and explore the grass around the area just so we don't lose our way. Oh, there's a mole back there. Okay, unfortunately, we're not going to have enough energy to actually grab it though, so we'll just have Eve go ahead and maybe pick up some more berries for us. This guy is definitely going to go right back in his burrow as soon as he turns toward Adam. His daughters might be pretty good at catching moles though, since they're so speedy with their double running legs, but for now we'll place Siriko right between these two berry bushes so she can go ahead and pick up some more berries for us. And then let's have Anna Ismie maybe lead her little sister down the shore. We could have them wrap around the island to see if they can find anything off this way. For now, just pick up one of these berries to take along with you as a little snack, and then we can go ahead and skip the day again. We'll see if maybe Adam and Eve can go ahead and have another baby though. We'll have Eve go ahead and breed with Adam and then scoot right back into one of these nests down here. So hopefully they're going to have a son as well, because we don't want all daughters being brought to the mountain biome. We definitely want a little bit more diversity than that. And for that matter, maybe we'll find somebody wandering out in the grass too. We typically do find some of those wandering creatures on our very first island. So far though, it is very, very quiet. We're not even seeing any of those carnivores sneaking around in the grass. So Sariko can go ahead and collect her berries for her mother since she's right in between those berry bushes. And then Anna Ismie and Anna can start making their way down the shore. Let's actually have Anna stop right here to pick some of the berries too, and then you can also use your last turn to gather up a few more of those. I'm sure they're going to make sure that they have plenty of food to take with them, since who knows how long it'll take to wrap all around this island. Luckily, it's a very small place, so I'm sure that's why Adam and Eve aren't too concerned about letting them wander free. And there we go, our very first son as well, right as the nest actually goes a little bit bad, so we'll have to fix that. Roku, he also has that spiky body. Okay, so this might be a little bit trickier for us to breed out than I thought it was going to be. Maybe that means that we should actually alter the mutation menu a little bit. We'll go ahead and place the big body in the 10% slot instead. Let's see, were his eyes okay? Yeah, he managed to get those normal eyes too. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Anna had the short-sighted eyes in her inactive traits, but she is literally the only baby to receive that, so we're doing pretty good with the eyesight situation. And in fact, maybe we should place the ram horns in the 30% slot now, just to kind of change things up a little bit, just to make sure that our babies are going to be very, very strong, just like Anna Ismie. Now, while her sister gathers up all of those berries, we'll have Anna Ismie kind of carve a little trail up this way, and look at that, we have some fish in the water over here. Can you actually grab that? She must be able to, because she does have the claws, so let's see. There we go, she can actually go fishing now. Excellent! So not only are you going to be able to find some new resources for us on the outskirts of the island, but you should also be able to scoop up some nice fish to take with us to the mountains. Now Sariko is fully grown, so she should be able to pick up even more berries than before. She can grab all of these berries for her mother, and then I suppose we could just swipe up this nest for now since we won't be needing it just yet, and then we'll have Eve go ahead and collect some berries for her new son too. Now it might be a good idea for Adam to maybe sniff around a little bit before he goes too deep. He doesn't have the big nose, so it's a little bit harder for him to smell, but there is one of those bunnies. He can actually hear a bunny off in the grass, so we do know that there must be a bunny burrow way back here somewhere. He's going to have to call his daughters up here actually to maybe try to find the bunnies for him. He could also do pretty well bunny hunting himself because he does have those 2 running legs, but I think he would have a much better chance of succeeding if he had a little bit of help from his family. Let's see what the family tree looks like now too, that we have so many little babies. And we still have Immunity Gene B activated up here, but that actually helps us see that most of our children do have Immunity Gene B in their genetics. Anna Ismie is the only one with A and G, so we might want to have them breed a couple more times so we can have a more diverse immunity genes going to the next island. It is very, very quiet here after all, so we're going to have to try to find more immunity genes to take with us in general. But let's see, it looks like we unlocked the nimble fingers. The mutation menu itself hasn't really changed too much, aside from the platypus beak being available right at the very beginning along with the orange eyes. Otherwise, I believe they did say that they're going to rework the mutation menu completely, so there haven't been too many changes to this mechanic of the game. Let's actually try to mutate the nimble fingers onto our pack mates now though. That might be a good idea just so that we can bring a couple of nimble fingers along with us, because I think that will help us, especially now that we have so many berries to collect, but honestly not too high of a collecting skill since so many of our creatures have the claws instead. I feel like in general, our tribe is going to value strength over all else, so most likely the strongest creatures are going to be the ones to lead, like Anna Ismie. I mean, I think it's very, very likely that she is going to be the next leader and maybe the creature to begin their great migration to the mountain biome. Let's scoot Adam back down here though to not only help out collect all of these berries, but also to breed with Eve yet again, so she can sit right in this nest and fingers crossed we'll be able to get some of those berry paws in the tribe. And let's make sure little Roku is staying very close by to his tribe mates as well, so he's not too far away and not in danger of getting hurt. Now he should also have a pretty decent stat and strength. Yeah, 4. The only thing he's missing is that crown of ram horns, and surprisingly, Anna Ismie is the only one who managed to inherit that. So we'll have Anna go ahead, and I guess she's going to have to pick up the berries, so she's lagging a little bit behind from her sister, but she really wants to continue her mission, and look at that, she managed to find one of those pesky bunny burrows. So she'll go ahead and uncover that. It looks like it's on one of those regrowing patches of grass too, so we'll have to keep that in mind. It is going to disappear once that grass grows back. Let's sniff around though, let's listen in the grass. There's all of our bunnies, and I have a feeling they are probably munching on some hidden berry bushes back there. So we'll have to have her jump in there and see if she can maybe snag a couple of bunnies for us. We are going to have to accustom ourselves to the taste of meat after all, because that is mainly what they're going to be hunting. But let's go ahead and skip the day and see if maybe this baby mutated the nimble fingers. No, it doesn't look like it, but he does have the claws, so that's good to see too. I mean, I won't complain. Now that the rain has stopped though, Anna should be able to catch up with her sister, so let's have her pick up just a couple more berries, and then she'll leave the rest to her other siblings and catch right up to where Anna Ismie is right now. And it looks like she actually found another permanent nest. Look at that, right next to the bunny burrow. That's kind of an unfortunate location actually, because if we have any mothers on the nest, then we won't be able to spawn any more bunnies in, because they typically don't pop out of this burrow if we're right next to it. So I think all of the turns have been used. Let's go ahead and skip the day again. And let's see, any carnivores out there? Oh my gosh, there actually is! Okay, right by Eve. Well, luckily you have many strong children willing to help you out here, but we're going to want to make sure that this little baby is going to be safe, because he is very close to the carnivore right now. So let's move him back here, and then his big sister Sariko is going to have to jump in the way of the carnivore so that it can't get to him. And in fact, if we move Roku right on the nest over here, then he shouldn't be able to wrap around all of these creatures and the berry bush in time to get to him in this single turn. Instead, we can just go ahead and slap him as many times as possible. Let's see, this carnivore has 11 days left on his life, so we should actually be able to take care of him with Eve. She has just as much strength on her as her daughter Anna Ismie, so Eve the warrior can completely demolish this carnivore for us. There we go. And then we will have a nice big patch of carnivore meat to take with us as well. So let's see, all of you guys back here can go back to catching your bunnies if you can find them. It looks like they may have skittered off. Maybe they were a little bit afraid of that carnivore. We'll have Anna jump into the grass to try to find something out here. We did find one of those berry bushes, so we are probably quite close to where the bunnies are. Of course, they're hopping around the outskirts of the island, just like Anna Ismie wanted to do before. So we'll have her continue away around the island to hopefully pin them in between her and her family. And look at that, we have actually found a little bunny lurking on the very outskirts, right along the shore. So hopefully she can grab that. Hopefully it's not going to skitter away too much as we use up the rest of our turns, because Anna would not pass up the chance to grab some of these berries, and we also want Adam to do the same before the bunnies get them instead. We don't want to waste all of our berries on the bunnies. And we'll skip the day yet again so we can go ahead and catch this bunny. Let's see, you're going to stay right there, right? He must not know that we're there. I mean, Anna Ismie is not very good at camouflaging herself, right? She actually has a little bit of extra camouflage right now because of her color, so maybe that's just enough to evade the bunny's attention. I mean, I guess she does actually blend in very well with the sand, doesn't she? Well, let's have her jump over here and oh my gosh, scatter the bunnies. We have way more bunnies down here than I realized. Okay, I'm glad that we're coming down here then, because oh my gosh, the bunnies are going to start invading again. Perfect. Just what we need. Another big bunny invasion pushing us off of our island. Let's have Eve go ahead and gather up the meat that she just collected from that carnivore, and then I suppose she can go ahead and grab some of the berries too to eat alongside their nice feast of carnivore meat. How many days do Adam and Eve actually have on their lifespans? Let's see, 8 days left. Okay, so we are probably going to want to have them breed again just to see if we can maybe get those nimble fingers, because that would really help us out right now. Maybe not so much in the mountain biome, but it's going to be a huge help as we're trying to gather up enough food to take with us. We'll go ahead and clear out a little bit more of this pathway so we can get around easier just in case the bunnies come slithering out again. They're all very quiet over here, so I'm assuming there must be some more berry bushes that we're not aware of. This is really the perfect opportunity for Anna Ismee to really get used to hunting these bunnies though, because that is probably going to be one of her primary jobs when we do move. So we'll go ahead and skip the day again, and then she can jump right on this bunny yet again since she blends in so very well with the sand. What fur color does she actually have? Now that I think of it, we should probably make sure we know about this. The beige fur and the black fur. So the black fur, I believe, typically gives them a little bit more camouflage in the jungle biomes. So it must be the beige fur that's interacting with her environment right now. So we'll go ahead and jump on the bunny, snatch it up, and then grab the meat too. We have over 50 pieces of food now, but I definitely want to make sure that we're bringing maybe a good couple hundred, because we do want to make sure that they have a nice large buffer in case it takes them a while to find some sources of food. So let's keep trying for the nimble fingers by bringing Adam back toward his mate over here, and we could instead send his sons to the location where he was so they could try their hand at catching bunnies as well. We'll have them both move right in here, and oh no, there's another one of those moles. Okay, I think it's going to turn right at our critters as soon as we pass another turn, so I don't think we're going to be able to get it this time either. It is just evading these poor little guys, all of these poor little siblings. They're going to have to work a little bit harder at learning how to catch those moles. But for now, I suppose their attention is kind of locked on these bunnies in the grass, and of course Anna is very interested in picking up all of her berries from the bush. So let's see, let's have Eve come over here to breed with Adam, and then she could sit right in this nest again, and I guess that's all the turns that we can use for her. So let's see, we still have the nimble fingers in our mutation menu, and there we go, there is that lovely claw as well, though I don't think we're at risk of losing that anytime soon because quite a few of our creatures have inherited it from their mother. Let's go ahead and pass the day though and see if maybe this one has the nimble fingers. Nope, he still does not, but he does have that beautiful crown just like his mother. So finally we managed to get another creature with the crown of ram horns. That means it should be a little bit easier for us to pass in the future, but now we have all of these berries to scoop up as fast as we possibly can again, because of course the bunnies are going to be, oh my goodness, looking for a snack, but I think we might actually have a wandering creature. So we need to bring somebody over there to hopefully greet them. We have, of course, Anna Ismee on this side, so hopefully she'll be able to stop the creature if it decides to wander off. I think it might be a little bit more interested in picking our berries though. Something tells me it's stealing our food right now. Oh my goodness, it's like a giant tiger, and he has the nimble fingers, doesn't he? Oh, that's perfect. That's just what we were hoping for. He has the nimble fingers, he has a running leg, so no paw in our tribe. And he also has a brand new immunity gene, so he would be a very, very good creature for us to hopefully invite to our tribe. But unfortunately, Anna is all out of energy, and I don't think Anna Ismee is going to be able to get around the rock in time. So maybe we could have Roku come over here and kind of like pin him between the berry bushes and the rock and greet him so he can join our tribe. There we go, little Tanu. You have 9 days remaining on your life, so we should probably find somebody suitable for you to have a baby with. Now let's see, he does have immunity gene F, and I'm pretty sure that our creatures do already have that in their genetics. So why don't we use the family tree to find a suitable mate for him? If we change this immunity gene over to F, then we should be able to see if any of our females have it, and look at that, the only one who actually has immunity gene F is Roku, so that means that any of these females would be a suitable partner for Tanu to take on. So let's change all of his gems over to orange, because I think that would be very, very fitting for this giant tiger. Oh my gosh, he even has the fluffy tail. And since we don't want the spiky body taking over too much of our tribe, maybe it would be a good idea to have him go meet Sariko, because she was one of the only of these siblings born with a big body instead. So that should mean, he has big body in both of his traits, so their children would be guaranteed to have the big body too. Her other genetics are very, very healthy, so I don't think we'll have to worry too much about like the blindness in his inactive slot, and of course the hemophilia as well. I think this might actually be a pretty good pairing as long as we can get him over there. And not only that, but she was one of the creatures who was very, very interested in collecting the berries from all of these bushes, so I think the nimble fingers would be a very good addition to their line. Let's have her go ahead and breed with him right away, and she could place a nest down right on this spot. I suppose she could. She might as well. That's actually a pretty good spot for a nest for her since she spends so much time between these berry bushes anyway, and then she can still collect a little bit of food for her tribe. We'll have Eve stick right next to her new son for this turn so that he's nice and safe just in case anything else spawns out in this darkness. And then Adam can go ahead and pick up some of this grass and try to make a clearer pathway toward the shores. Now that's all of the turns we can use for right now, right? So let's go ahead and skip the day again. We're starting to get quite a few creatures on this island, so I'm going to keep a very close eye on every single corner to make sure that nobody's getting attacked. But let's see, is this actually a crackerjaw baby? Oh, look at you! You have the crackerjaw and the nimble fingers, so you are going to be quite the little collector, aren't you? So our god of the harvest is seeing a little bit of love too, even though we are much more invested on the strength aspect in this series. But let's have our giant tiger go ahead and start collecting all of these berries. Look how much easier it is to scoop up those berries as opposed to Sariko with her running legs. So before we end out the episode, why don't we see if all of the siblings back here can maybe finally catch some bunnies together? Let's see, can we hear any of them or smell them? They seem to have skittered a little bit further into the darkness, so let's have Kirnu go ahead and investigate. If he moves right here, then he can use his big nose to sniff a little bit deeper into the grass, though so far he's not really seeing much. Okay, there's the bunny down there, but that's a little bit far away for them to get to. I know there were more somewhere in this grass though, so let's have Roku jump to this side of his brother, and there we go, there's one of those bunny burrows too. Let's have Kirnu jump way over here and finally slice one of these bunnies for us. Yes, we finally managed to find one of those bunny burrows. It looks like we can actually see the bunny meat in our smelling vision now too. I don't think we could before, but I could always be wrong. That'll make it so much easier for us to find later if we end up losing it in the grass. But let's have Roku jump down here and pick up the bunny meat for us so we have a little bit of that extra food. And then I suppose we could have Anna Ismie start working her way down the shore again, because we know there are more bunnies down here now, and she is very, very good at blending in with all of the sand on the beach. Now there's one right over here, so let's move her a little bit further around. Oh my goodness, it hopped right next to her, but she's just out of energy. And unfortunately, Anna is just too interested in picking up all of her berries to care about jumping down there to help. So she'll come over here to pick up the other berries on the next turn. And I guess Anna Ismie is going to have to chase after that bunny all by herself to try to hunt it down. So I think we're doing pretty good so far, at least with the food situation. We're already almost at 100 pieces of food, and our tribe mates are doing pretty good in the strength department. Anna Ismie in particular is probably going to be most valued for her strength, her big claw and her spiky body, and of course those poison fangs too, which none of her other siblings were able to inherit from their father. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where her story goes. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!